Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello. Yes, you see I updated the chat a bit because I realized that the Streamlabs chat could also include both YouTube and Twitch. So I was thinking, why just not show that one? And then I enabled so you can see the icon of where people are writing from, if you want to know that. Let's see how it works. And also I added some emoji stuff. So if you make a Twitch emoji, it should go over the screen. I don't know if it's too streamer-like, too fancy. I don't know. But anyway, that's just something I added while I was. Well, when you get into to make changes to your streaming setup in OBS and stuff like that, you almost do something and then you do another thing and then you want to try out another thing, and then yeah, it just takes a while and you change a lot. Anyway, today we are gonna do something more exciting because today we are gonna do some 3D modeling. Because since last time, and this stream will be a little different than the last few times, because the last few streams have mainly been me just talking to myself, thinking and being confused about how to solve a coding problem, which is only interesting for a short while. But today it's hopefully a bit more interesting because we are gonna do some what I'm working on now is that I have kind of let me give you a status here, or a state of the things. I have a shell and mortar system that works now. There are still some things I want to add, like some kind of animation, some help to put shells into the tube so it's a little easier, some sound stuff, and a lot of minor improvements. But the basic stuff are working. And then I also want to add some more help to modders to make it easier to build. It is possible now, but of course not. You cannot do it, and not even the closed beta testers can do it. But it is possible to build via the mod tools, you could say. But I want to make it a little easier by creating some. I have an idea of having some prefabs, so hopefully you can right-click and add stuff to your thing, which can also be used for other stuff than only shells and mortar, if I can get this to work. Yeah. So that's just yeah, where we're coming from. So what I'm doing now is to get a feeling of trying to build some stuff. I'm building some of these mod samples that I include with the mod tools. That's something that modders can look at and see how is the basic of a shell mortar system built. And then they can learn from that and build off that. Because I can of course explain how it works and how to show it, but it's always easier if you have something that you can see, take that, build it in your own mod, see that working, and then you can change that, change the model, change the effect, change the sound a little by little. It makes it much easier to get started building mods and building stuff. So right now I'm working on to show off the logic of having multiple tubes in a mortar, so it's basically a rack. So that's why I'm just modeling this one. I know it's not super impressive 3D modeling, but that's not what I'm best at. But I don't know. We just try with this one now, and we can change the colors and add a little to it. But that's not that is for this one. For the mod samples, it's just to show how things are working. So the model is not really that important because this would most likely not really be used a lot in the game. I might spend a little more time when I'm after this, hopefully, starting to build a few built-in mortars and shells that comes with the game. Just as I have with the other things where I've created something and then modders just created, mainly Amnesty, but also a lot of other modders, created a lot of awesome stuff from the mod tools. But I need to have something in the game natively. So let me get something to drink before we start. Wow, let's delay. We have Enzo, we have Racing Man, we have All Around the World, which is basically Kel'Thuzar, Sullivan is here, and Guanaco. Just fix it. Yes, I am fixing it. No, but it was actually nice to get back to some modeling and just to do something different. That was fun. And it is fun. And Truxie and Tio. All the usual suspects. A little too much foam in this one. I can't get to the coffee. So how was your days, guys? Your day? And what time is it in your place? I'm in Denmark. So here it's like 5:10 in the afternoon. And Matrix is also here. And as you might have discovered, I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube, as I have done lately, and also streaming to the Steam page because there's a sale going on right now. So I'm thinking that maybe people are looking at the game, so yeah, people can see me on the Steam page actually working on something for the game, just for the fun of it. I can't see the chat, sadly. So, yeah. Maybe I should broadcast it, but not the chat, maybe. Because I'm not really keeping an eye on that chat. I can only see the YouTube and the Twitch. Anyway, so. Let me rethink here. So, I have this one here. So, let's try and get that one out and into Unity. So let's see here. So not here. Mod samples, models, and then we have mortar. Okay, so let's say mortar, and I've made that. That's not a 3-inch. Isn't that a 6-inch? Just a second. Let me see here. Yeah, because this is a 3-inch. Okay, so this is 6. And the way I made it was that I took, because in Denmark and in Europe we are using centimeters, so I just went to Google, figure out 3 inches, how many centimeters is that, and then when I created these, I made sure that the inside of this is actually what is the same as 3 inches. So it depends on where around the world how you are doing this, but you have to calculate that and then build your model so it kind of fits with the scale when you get it into the game. But I will do some videos once I have more of this figured out, and I'm making some videos to help people get starting building this. So models, and let's say mortar, and then it's a 3-inch, maybe I should say 3 by, okay, but it's a 6-inch, sorry, dummy mortar rack. I don't know if that's the right name, but that's what I'm calling it. And I don't know why I don't know if any of you are Blender experts, but I used to be able to check this one off. Export only objects from the active collection and its children. I would say pretty much that this is the active collection, right? You see it's highlighted. I'm even clicking it. So I'm very sure this is the active one. Maybe, no. This is the active collection. But if I export now with this one checked, I get everything out in that model. So any Blender expert here who can tell why that is? Because what I had to do the other day when I was, yesterday actually when I was working on this, I had to say visible objects, so I only get the visible ones. So yeah, anyway, let's see. Let's get it in here, and let's get it in here. What I'm also testing out while building this is how to have different sizes, because I added that yesterday or the day before. So that on a shell, for instance, a 3, you can see here, we have a 3-inch shell here. You have to specify a diameter of this shell, and you can pick from a list here that I decide. That's something that is done in the game, and you can pick from that list. That's the idea. Again, remember, this is not a tutorial on how to make these mods. I'm just telling you some stuff now because it might change a bit. I'm just basically sharing what I'm doing here. So now we need to go in here, and we need to go in and change this to the fireworks materials. I'll use the same. So we can have some instancing and remove that, boom. And then we have this. By the way, I should actually change we can do that later, but I keep doing this wrong because this is not actually how this crash test dummy pattern is. It's actually more like this, you know, where it's black, white, not white, yellow, and not like this. So this one should have been black and this one should have been yellow. So yeah, that's just me being sloppy. I will change that in a moment. It's not so important right now. So now we have the model in here. Let's see, what are people saying? I haven't found it on sale while searching on Steam. The game, it should be on sale pretty much. You see here? Yeah, Truxty, I also mentioned that in a short and also in the last live streams. I was trying out some on YouTube. In the YouTube studio you can promote a video. So I tried that just for the fun of it. I tried the trailer and the 1.5 years of game development video I made many years ago, and that resulted in a lot of subscribers apparently, which is fine, except that I'm not convinced these subscribers are real. They might be real people, but they're not actually interested in my channel. So I got tons of, I can see I got like 8,000 subscribers or something in a week or a week and a half, but none of them commented, or a very, very, very tiny bit of them put a comment on any videos. So yeah, I don't know, it's weird. So I stopped this promotion thing because I'd rather have some active people, but yeah, I was just trying it out, see if it could do something, and it did. It gave views and it gave subscribers, but it didn't really convert it to any sales, and that was really my goal, to see if I could get more people on the Steam page. Wasn't that effective, so yeah. No, the one I promoted the most was the multiplayer trailer, beta trailer thing. Oh, so yeah, Fireworks Mania is not on the front page. No, but it's not like the usual say when I have this daily deal. That's what showed on the front page as the daily deal for 24 hours. And this time I'm just participating in the spring sale, just like a lot of other games. So I don't have any special here, but the front page, and you can't really count on it because the front page is partly customized for users. If you scroll down, you will see some games that you have on your wish list, or because you had other on your wish list. So it's the front page, entire front page is not the same for everybody. Better promoted to something new. Yeah, but I also promoted the the multiplayer trailer. Just when you access it directly. So you can't even see it's on sale when you are looking at it. Yeah, I know. But all I have now is the beta. But I will try it again once I do the real trailer in December. I will most likely try the promotion thing again together with some other stuff, because that is, you know, the big launch of the multiplayer update. So let's see, but I need to have something to launch, so I need to move on. Anyway, so now we have the model. Now I need to let me think. So I made a prefab. I have the mortar 3-inch. That's this one, and then I have a 3-inch, and a 3-inch and a 6-inch shell. Okay, perfect. And then I have this one. Okay, so I need to create this one. Let's do like this, and then let's create so now we're gonna make the rack prefab so we can spawn that. So with this new model that I just put in. So let's take a copy of this prefab. Let's enable it. Let's unpack it so it's not have a reference to the old one, and then we create a new one here. Boom. So now we have this new prefab here, which have all the stuff we need basically. I'm actually, I need to add, I haven't added that to any of them. I need to do that. That script that add the sound when it touches something, like impact sound. But anyway, so let's see here. Okay, here it is. Why is it? Okay, here we go. So let's take in the new model here. This one in. Whoa, why is it okay, it's because it's down in okay. Fair enough. But then again, okay, so we okay. So we actually took this up so it fits the ground here. Something like that. Fine. So now I have to think a little. Let's just let's also create the definition right away. So we have this one, and then we do a mortar 6-inch dummy mortar rack, and here we put in the 6-inch mortar prefab, and we change the ID to this one, and then we change it to 6-inch dummy mortar rack. Icon, we will do that later. Mortar, blah blah blah. Perfect. Boom. And then we go in here, and then we change this one to this one, and we change this one to this one. Okay, and then we change the diameter to 6-inch. Perfect. So if we remove that. So now we basically have the model here. We have a collider box, which I use to trigger, like yeah, if you would need to pick it up or something like that. And for now I'm just gonna do like this, just to have it simple. Really, I should maybe make it a little more detailed, but we'll just do it like this for now. This is just yeah, the trigger for when you need to delete it and stuff like that. It's just a trigger, it's not an actual collider. So no mortar tubes found on the 3-inch shell. So that's because we haven't defined any, because a mortar like this one can be only one, but this one is a rack. So a mortar behavior need to have at least one mortar tube underneath it. So, and that's what we had here in the other one. So it needs to have a launch position and some other a shell fuse pivot position and an invisible fuse right now. So what we can do is that we can, how do we do this in a good way? We could do something like this, and then we could say mortar tube 1, and then we could move that. We could do like this so we can see it from here, and then we move it here, and then we have our mortar tube 2. This is just to have a place, a container for each of these. This is the first time I'm actually building something like this with this new way of doing it. So let's see if it holds up. So we need and this doesn't have any. So we need a few shells position, blah blah blah. So this one, and this is where I would like to, and I don't know if the amnesty is here, but right now you have to, okay, this is just a point. Okay, let me do it in a moment. So we need to have a fuse pivot point, and this is basically where, when you put a shell into a mortar, I need to know where to put the fuse. The fuse is often kind of this little rounded thing that comes out of the mortar and over the edge, and that point over the edge I need to know where it is. So for instance, for this mortar we can do it like this, and we have something with the rotation here we need to think about. Let's try and do it differently in some of the other ones. So we take a shell fuse here and a shell fuse here, and right now I'm just calling it shell fuse, it's just a transform really, but let's try and move it. So we move it here for this one, and then I can remember, and that's where I want to have some help for the mod creators, because it would be nice to be able to see which way it goes, because right now I don't know. I would assume the fuse goes like this, so in this case I need to turn it a little, but I'm guessing here. So yeah, we will see, but we will check that when we try it out. You will see what I mean. Okay, so now we have the fuse position. Maybe we should also add all these mortar tubes should have a mortar tube behavior, and actually here you can see what they have. So now I added it to all of these mortar tubes, and they need to have a diameter, and we know that it's made as a 6-inch. That means that only 6-inch and smaller shells can go into this. But Keltus, the reason why you didn't find it might be because you have the game. I'm pretty sure games that you already have doesn't show up. I think that could be why. So you should be logged out and look at in a Cognito browser and look at the Steam page. Okay, so here we see the shell fuse pivot position. That's the one we just work done here. So let's drag that one on this, and then we select this one, drag it over here. This one. Did I do it right? Nope, I did it wrong. It needs to be here. And we need to clear this one. And mortar 3, we need to have this fuse position here. Boom, up here. Okay. So now we need to have a fuse, and that the position of that fuse is not that important, actually, because we will it will be moved via code anyway. So it's placed at the right position, as I remember. I don't know if I can find a way to make that a little simpler, because it's a little annoying that you have to do that one when it doesn't really have any meaning anyway. So we need to fuse here. I could also just look for it, basically. Yeah, I could maybe improve that. So now we have a reference to the fuse, and now we have to have a launch position, like we can see down here. Yes, and the launch position is also just a transform. But let's just copy it anyway, because then we have the name here. So let's see here. So the launch position, that's at what point the the shell will be shut out. So here we need to go again into this 2D isometric mode, so it's easier to see. So that will be right around here that it would go out. And then we can copy this to this mortar. And then we can move it here, because that would be around there. And then we can copy this one down here. And then we can move that over here. And then we can take the launch position and put it here, mortar here, put it here, mortar, okay. So, and then we can move this one. We're not fully set yet, but now we at least have all the definition, or all the behavior fields set correctly. You can see here on the mortar behavior itself, it needs a definition and needs a diameter. And the diameter here on the mortar itself is not actually used for the shell, but it's used to categorize this one later on in the UI in the inventory. And the rest of all of these is just basic stuff that is not specific to this. Let me think. And then we have the model here, and inside the model we put the three mortar tubes, 1, 2, and 3. And you can see here that the script, the mortar tube, maybe I should call it mortar tube behavior to make it. No, because the behavior is kind of a single thing, where these ones are multiple. I don't know. Anyway, it's a naming thing. It's very hard anyway. So here we can see that the tube have a diameter of 6 inches, because you could have, this one could have been a 6, 3, and a 12 or whatever. If we needed something different, that's possible too. Then we need a launch position. We have that here. And then we have a shell fuse position, and we have a fuse. The shell fuse pivot position is where it's going over the edge. And then we have an invisible fuse, and the visible fuse is only here to kind of, because we need the fuse logic, and I cannot add that dynamically due to how some network multiplayer thing work. So what we need now, and this is where the stuff I talked about before I want to help with. Maybe I shouldn't have deleted this other one. Yeah, because right now we only have. Let me. Okay. Yeah, and this is the thing that needs to be easier explained, or be intuitive somehow, because right now it won't work. Because for this to work, we would there need to be a collider up here in the top, so that when you put a shell into that collider or trigger, not a collider, but a trigger, it needs to see, okay, does this fit into this tube? Yes, it does, and then it takes it in. So I have to add that to all the tubes here. And also we need to have some kind of colliders, because right now we'll just fall through the ground because it doesn't have any colliders on it. So how do we want to do that? Simply, to keep it simple, let's just make this not just a trigger, but just a collider. Then we have a collider on this entire box, and then maybe we could get away with just having, but this is not, yeah, I need to make this a little more, yeah, easier to figure out. Because this is not super easy to, let's see, where should we put it? So this is kind of the area where you will put in a shell, right? So maybe if we're lucky, I can say copy this one, and then I can put it on this one, and then it will place it the right place. Yes, and that works because they are the same size, and it's positioned relatively to the center. So yeah, everything goes here. Perfect. Boom. So now we have these. However, there is no collider on this one, and if it needs, let's try this first. Let's try this one and see how that looks. So what I think I need to do is to, yeah, we need a picture, a little icon. So we can do something like this, and then we can export that, and we can say transparent, render shadows, and then we can do something like that. Okay, we'll have to make that because we want to change this anyway. Okay, icons, yes. So we say icon, mortar, 6-inch dummy mortar rack. That's kind of what I called the other ones. So we have that one, and then we go to the mod samples, to definition, and to this one, and then we can pick the 6-inch mortar rack dummy, blah blah blah. And all I need to do now is just for the testing of things, I need to add it to the entity database, because normally, as you might know, these dummy ones are not actually in the inventory, because yeah, they shouldn't. But right now I needed to add it manually to the database because else we can't test it. So let's see. And this is the first time I'm testing this too. Wow, why is it so slow? Let's take a look. Let me just check something. If I do like this. Oh yeah, there you see the icons flying around. Okay, only one icon. So if I do like this, this, and this, is that 3 different ones? Yes. But maybe a little too streamer-like. Anyway, so let's see here. So here we have, we have a little, and now we can go full screen because I'm not actually running multiplayer. I'm not testing in multiplayer at least. So I don't know if it works with. I don't know if it works with YouTube icons. So that works at least. It's always, the ones of you who have made mods, the first time you see your thing in the game is always super exciting. It's always different when you can walk around it. It's just, yeah, just nice. So let's see. So we have a 3-inch shell here. And we can I can do it like this so we can see it's here on the ground. And now I can take it and I can maybe place it in here. And you see the fuse goes over the edge here. Now what if we take the, so that was a 3-inch shell. And remember the middle one, we turned the position. So you can see now the fuse goes the right way over here, this way. And we can put in a 6 over here too, where we put it like the other one. So it does actually work. Nice. So what if we do, how do we, okay. If you look down into these, you will see that the fuse actually don't go to the end. And right now there's no actual shell inside it. Let's leave it with that for now. Let's see if it works. Let's make it a little darker so we can actually see it. So now we have, and right now I'm not changing the effect going out, and I'm not changing at what speed or power it goes out, because realistically the 6-inch shell, if I can I do this? No, I can't. No. The 6-inch shell would realistically not fly up very much because there would be no pressure in the tube. So yeah, I can fix it, Gonarko. It's Streamlabs. But Trine, I didn't see it. This yellow smiley you did there, did that show up on the screen? Can you try and make one again? Fix the other one. I'm fixing it. So let's see if it works. See, this is already where the you can also see we need some kind of animation. It just pops directly into it. I see an issue with the fuse, right? Because it goes too fast, even with the slowest fuse. But let's see if we can fix that at some later point. And a 3-inch. So let's see here. The effects are pretty much the same because I just took the same effect and changed the colors a bit, and then yeah. The shell missing in the mortar and the fuse. Oh yeah. But one thing at a time. Let's see. We also have this one, and in this one, which is a 3-inch mortar, we shouldn't be able to put in this one, which we can't. But we can put in the 3-inch one, which works fine. And right now the sounds are the same, the effects are the same, but that's just a matter of changing it. That's not what I'm testing here. I only changed the colors a bit to be able to see a tiny bit difference. I think this one is green and yellow. And this one is what? Yeah, okay, it's also yellow. Maybe I should make it pink or something like that so we can see the difference. And I also actually have another one. We have this one, which it's called 3-inch, but I changed it to be a 4-inch, and that have that weird very low poly fuse that I tested with in the beginning. But you can see it also kind of fits. It's not perfect. because it's a little over here, but we'll have to see how that can work. Where the other ones are using the same fuse. See, this is a different one. So if we put one of these in here, and then this one, and then this one. Whoops. See, that's another thing I need to fix to make it a little easier to put them into the mortars, because it's a little annoying now. So that was the yellow one. Blue one. And of course, you would make it so that the shell had a name and a look that fits the effect and all that. Perfect. And can we also delete it? Boom. Yes, we could. Okay. Nice. Nice. Let's go for some performance thing. Let's see if some of them get into. But I can't really test performance thing when I'm streaming, because OBS is taking like 60% of my GPU power. So just by being open, so something like that. Yeah, it's a little boring because it's the same effect, it's the same sound and all that, but it's working, and that's nice. Also, by the way, the Unity translation system doesn't seem to work with UMod. I tried. A saucy error in game. Okay. But what version of the localization? Is it 1.4.5 you have in the mod tools? Because I can't remember. Because that could maybe be the reason. I just have to align that in the next version. Maybe I forgot it in the last beta one. Okay, so it's the same. Okay. But I would think it should work. Okay, I'm looking at the error now in you send in Discord. Invalid key exception. But what are you calling when you do this? No location found for. But what method are you calling when you get this error? Anyway, so this kind of works. So you're not calling anything. But what did you do to get that error? It's just a string. Yeah, but you so you're using that localization string, and then you created your own thing. Have you remembered to build? But I don't know how that should be included in UMod. You might be right that it's not working, but at least what I have to do, and I have to do that too, in blah 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 blah. In where is it? Here in asset management. Here, if you go to window, asset management, and addressable groups, then you have to go to build, new build, default. You have to do that to build the addressable with your localization things inside it. Else it won't work. Okay, you already did that. Yeah, but I guess that's not included in... I don't know, maybe you can, I don't know. Yeah, it is compatible, but the thing is that UMod is not including that addressable stuff, I think. Yeah, that's fine. But it's just, in the future, I would like to be able to use that for Mortars so they can localize, but we'll take a look at it at that point. It was just like I was thinking that you could maybe use that to get whatever localization the user had and then use that at least. Just so you know that, it's Danish on my machine, so you can start out by showing the Danish one. But yeah, that's not important now. It was just to test it out. Okay, let me check something in before I change more stuff. Okay. I know it's a little thing, but it's kind of annoying, so I'm gonna fix it right away. It annoys me that this is wrong. How is it? Can we do like, isn't there something like this checker pattern? Nope. Where is it? We can do that. Anyway. Just do it manually, it's just a little... I'm very sure some Blender gurus will be able to do this a lot better, but select here. Circle select. Check out this select. That was fine. Okay, so... Okay. So what if I just want to try and fix this pattern. So if I select all of these and then go to select and then go to checker deselect, it only does it for the last one, which is kind of annoying. Or what? Didn't it do that? Yeah, it's only on the one down here. Okay, I can maybe do it multiple times. Okay. And then I can go over here, and then I just need to know it's this color down here. So we go here, and then we go like that, and then we go down here. Whoops. It's that color, right? Yeah, you can see over here that the color I'm using is this one. And then when I'm going back here, it's this one. Okay, so it's the right one. And then we're gonna select this and this and this and this. Just a second. Der er den ind her. This one and this one. Down. Yeah, and let's see, select, checker, and that will fit. Yep, perfect. Hopefully. Nope. No. Ah, there's a problem. I see the problem. Oh, damn it. For fuck's sake. Okay, so this is good. Nope, there's a problem because this should be over each other. Oh. So you see, I'm not a Blender expert at all. I could also just select, you know, but that would be too easy. Let's try again. So deselect, so that's this one, and then this one, and this one, and now comes the, so here, see that one is off because these ones needs to be on top of each other, so we do like this, yes, and then we do this one, no. Okay, I'm just gonna do it manually. I can't figure this one out. It's also very annoying when they are actually yellow, so it's hard to see. So this one, and this one, and this one, this one. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm getting all confused now. This one, and then deselect. Boom. And then we remove that to this one. And then we go up here, and then we do this one, which is correct. I need to see this one. It's this one up here, okay. So select this one, and then we go up here. Yep, like that. And then we take this one, and then let's deselect. And that's wrong, so we move it one. Here we go. And then I take this one and to the black one. So this is more the pattern we are looking for, right? And then we can keep the top just black. I think that's fine. So this is more the real pattern. Hello, Relay. Hello, hello. So let's see. Deselect, and we take this one and move down here, and then we do this, and then we deselect again, and it's wrong, so we have to go one back, and then we take this one and we go up here, and then we go down there. Oh, the joy of 3D modeling. Yes. So as you can see, sometimes you are thinking you're taking a shortcut, and then it end up taking more time than it would have just doing it manually. But in this case, it's doable to do it manually. Is this right? Yeah, that's right. So we just see now. Wow. Okay, so let's try and export that one. And so 6 in rack, in here, and then we need to go to the mod samples, models, and then we need to have this one open. Like this. So like this, we're just gonna do a new icon so we can, it looks a little better. Transparent. This one, over here, boom, 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 and then we try. Oh yeah, okay, I might need to change the weight of it. So you can't pick it up. I don't know. We can also try that. Let's see if that works. Oops. So let's put some, oops. Like that, and then we do like this. I have to... Okay, too fast. But it did work. Okay, no recoil. Okay, but still it works and it looks better now with this thing. Now I just need to fix this one too. Let me just fix this right away because it's super annoying that it's not right. Come on. So we keep the top black and then we do the trick again by deselect and we go here. Now it's easy peasy. This is only a single one. And we go like that, and then we go up here, and then we go like this, here, deselect, and there we go, boom. And let's export it, and let's say it's a 3-inch dummy, blah blah. We go in here, model street dummy, this one, blah 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 blah. Export. Let's make it a little, because it is a tiny one, so let's not make it too big in the icon here. And then we export that one, and that would be the and now I'm seeing that the other ones might be using a different yellow, but hey, who counts? So this one and here. Okay. So let's try it. Okay, so just looking at the Steam page, and it looks like, according to that one, that there's 20 people looking on the Steam page right now on this live stream. I'm not sure I believe in that, but at least it's the highest number I said. So just let me explain to you guys watching on Steam. I'm the developer of this game, and I'm working on adding multiplayer. Multiplayer is currently in beta, and you can scroll down the page and click the join multiplayer beta to try it out. It's just a Switch beta thing in the Steam, but it will explain that in that post. And right now I'm working on adding shells and mortar to the native game. That has previously only been things that were done from via mods, but now I'm adding it natively because it's not possible currently to do with mods in the multiplayer one, in the version. So I'm adding it natively now. So that's what I'm working on right now. And now all who were in doubt knows. Let's see here. So we do again. Let's try and make it dark. No, why am I testing this one? This was not the one I was supposed to test. I just fixed the 3-inch one. We can see the icon is now better. And oops, this one can get stuck. There's some collider issue with this one. I think I have to make the collider a bit thicker, because it often falls through the ground and then you almost can't get it up. Let's put in a little tiny 3-inch shell in this one. And let's do like this. And we do like this at the end. We do like this. also something with igniting it that is a little hard now. Okay. So basically stuff is working, and now we fix the patterns and all that. So let me just check this one in. Fixed dummy pattern on mortars. Okay, so next step. What is the next step? Is it hard to make an effect like that? Well, this is I just took one of the effects from the existing preloaded tubes, and then I just changed some of the colors, because that's also why what you're seeing now, the effect are very similar, the sound are very similar, the launch effect is very similar. So yeah, it's because I haven't spent time on the effect themselves. Just change the color a bit, just to see a little difference, because that is of course for modders, and later on that is where you're spending the time. But right now I'm trying to make the system work, so that's where I'm spending the time. So these effects that are in the game, as you also maybe have seen, is they are not so realistically looking like Amnesty stuff, but that's because the built-in ones is a little more aimed towards performance, like having a lot of them go off at the same time. Also, a lot of them is made a long time ago, so I wasn't as good as I might be now, because I can learn from Amnesty. But it is mainly due to performance, really, that the effects are fairly simple in the game, and to kind of fit the style of the game. Anyway, so now we have these. We have the other ones, because now we have the mod samples. So now I don't need the. So far I have I have made these. I had these test ones I used. Yeah, exactly. Like the low poly look. Yeah, I do too. And for performance, that is good. If you want just mayhem and explosions, that is good. But if you want realistic, you would go more for Amnesty stuff. And that's what I'm also trying to do, make it possible to be able to do both. So if you want to play realistic, you can get realistic characters, realistic maps, and realistic fireworks. And if you want to go silly and destructive, maybe, you can go with the low poly style. Destructive is not so much a thing in the multiplayer right now, because the town and range and all that is not multiplayer enabled yet, so you can't do all of that yet. But that will be something I'm also looking into soon, to get that to work. So to get back, these are just some things I've used for testing purposes, so I don't actually need them anymore, because I have the mod samples one now. So I think I will delete these, because I can use my own mod samples instead. This one I can reuse. I need to rename it maybe, but I can reuse it. Let's see, and then I need to definitions shells. We need to remove that, because eventually I need to create my own shells and mortars for the native game. But right now I'm just trying to make it so that modders can start playing around with in the closed beta, that is. So we are missing this one and the mod be some more, one more. Yep. Okay, so now these should be gone and we can delete them over here too. Like that. Now let's take a look. One question, when you were watching, the ones of you who are watching on YouTube, which is the majority I guess, do you see a clip button? Can you clip this live stream? Because I have the button, and then I was talking to somebody at some point and they didn't, either they never seen it or they don't have the button, and I was in doubt then if this clip thing is a beta that only some users have, like they're testing it out, or everybody can do it. Okay, so Guanaco, you have it. Because I have also, but I can't remember if I have had it that recently, but at least at some point I only saw it on some videos, you know, both videos and live streams, but then sometimes they were not there. Maybe it's a setting you can disable. Anyway, so now we see these default I had before that didn't have an icon is now removed. I think it's only a mod thing. The clip thing? No, I don't think so. Never thought about that actually. No, I don't think. So really, you don't see a clip? Hello, Lucas. Yeah, on Lucas here I can see is on Twitch, and he can of course clip on Twitch, but it was more on YouTube if it was something that everybody can do. Ah, okay, it's the same. Lucas is relay, okay. And Reba have it too, yeah. Can you try and do just for the fun of it? Because I don't know if I can see it later afterwards. Really? But I can see actually here, I can create highlight video. What is that? Is that just a clip? I'll just do a test of that. Test highlight. So that might be a highlight of me talking about highlight. Would that show up in the chat? No. Can Reba or Guanaco, can you try and do a clip on the stream just for the fun of it? Just want to see if I can see it afterwards somewhere. So did you put that link in, or did it do that automatically? Yeah, it's working. But Guanaco, did you put in the link, or did it put it in itself? Because I think on Twitch, right, it puts it in automatically when you do a clip, or can you, or maybe you can do a publish or something like that. And some other stuff I need to also fix here is, first of all, an animation and sound, but also some need to have colliders on this one so you can put other stuff into it on top of the shell and then have it pushed out too. Yeah. Okay, you put the link just for test. Okay. So the question is when, but I will try and take a look afterwards if I can see somehow. Because I would assume that I should be able to see clips of this live stream. And actually also I would assume on Twitch, for instance, everybody can see the clip, right? Unless the clipper put it like private or something like that. I'm not such a huge live stream watcher, so I don't know too much about it. Blah, 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 blah. cool. So I removed. Oh damn it! Yeah, okay. We can just like that. Remove old test default shells and mortar. Okay, so now we have a mortar. We have a mortar rack we can rack in the mod samples, and we have a single mortar, and we have 2 types of shell, and we have diffusing. So there are multiple things that we need to also do. Let me add that to the list here. Let's see here. So we have created a 6-inch shell. So let's do like that. There's this bug with the fuse tool. We'll look at that later on. We need to add we need to add some we need to add impact sounds to shells and mortar samples, because I forgot that. That's easy, so we can do that in a moment. Add I need to have some kind of default. Add default shell fuse prefab. It would be nice to have kind of a prefab of a shell fuse that can be used over and over again. That isn't maybe a make for different sizes. Maybe I would at least need a default shell fuse prefab. So at least when you're a modder, you can start out with that and then use them. And we can just use the one I have and just make that a default one. So that's fine. Then we need to add logic to play shell goes into mortar, into tube sound. So I need to find that sound or create that sound somehow. It will be something that modders can, I want to start modding. Yeah, it's actually not as hard as it might look. You have to keep in mind when you're looking at this live stream and seeing me do these things, that is while I'm building the modding tools and stuff, and it's much more confusing. So if you want to mod, then either take a look at the videos I have on my channel. There is a list of playlist of how to create mods or mod support or something like that you can see, where I describe how to set it up. All the time I'm trying to make it easy, simpler. So later in the year, when the new mod tools gets out for the multiplayer stuff, I will create new videos for some of the new things like characters and shells and mortars and how to set it up, because the new mod tools is actually in some ways easier to set up, actually a lot easier to set up than the old ones. Yeah. And the thing you need to know, do I need to script? I was just about to say that. The thing is, you don't need to script anything. You can do all of it basically without scripting, because I provide these components that you use. So no need to scripting. You only need to script if you want to do some other than standard stuff. But even standard stuff, even if it sounds boring, the standard part is only how it works. The effect you do is up to you. And there you will have to spend time figuring out how to work with the particle system. And in the mod tools there are these, you just see me create these mortar racks and mortar and shells, which is something you cannot see right now, but you will later on. But for the other ones, like batteries and rockets and all that, I have there are mod samples in the mod tools with some samples of rockets that you can take a look at and see how it works. And actually in the getting started video, I think I copy one of these samples into your own mod and then build that just so you have your own, and then you can play around with the effect there, and then later on you can change the graphic, like doing a new rocket model. And yeah, so just start small. Start by just using one of the sample ones I have, and then get a mod built and make it run in your game. That's a first big victory, and that's actually it's not actually that hard, really. But of course, it's not something that you can do in 5 minutes if you haven't done it before, of course. But it's at least a lot simpler than when you're seeing me doing stuff here. Okay, so add logic to play. Shall go into tube sound. Make a default for back one, but with optional override. So what I mean by that is that it would be nice if, you know, when you are creating a mortar. No. The mortar should always have the same sound, I guess. So the mortar tube actually defines the sound, I would say. So I just need to create a default sound that people can then reuse. And then you can use your own with the sound system. Yeah, okay. I like to play shell going to tune. Add logic to somehow, I don't know, animate shell into mortar. I don't know how I will do this, but some simple thing where it just goes to this position and then it goes down, but that will come a little bit later because that will be easier to do once I have added something. Where is it? Prefab something. Yeah, this one. No. This one. And this is a very mod specific thing, but I would like to be able to do something in a mod tool so that you can right click and add like the launch position, right click and add the fuse prefab and stuff like that, so you don't have to drag it from down here all the time. Because it's much easier if you could just when you are creating a shell, for instance, and you need a fuse, you just right click here, go to fireworks MANIA, create fuse, and then boom, it will set in a reference to the invisible prefab fuse, so you don't have to find it yourself down here. That's something I would like to do. Because that will also make it a lot simpler. And when I have that, I can recreate some of the logic in the shell and mortar to make it easier to do something. But now we're getting into all this coding thing that is very boring to look at. Logic to animate shell into mortar, place sound. Add logic to I was thinking about adding logic to when you have a tube and you put a shell into it, then in the old system, as I understand on Amnesty, you could put other stuff on top of it. And then it would just blow up in the air when it goes out, which it would do in real life too. But I'm not sure I need to add extra logic for that, because if we already have a launch physics force go off, and if that's just, let me just try something. If that's just crazy enough, it should already fire off things. So that launch effect, where is that? Is that on the shell? I can't remember. Yeah, okay, so we have the launch effect here. So if we go to that one, okay, it doesn't have any. Let's see. So this is a 1. So this one. Okay, let's try launch physics force. I can't remember how. Can't actually remember how to do this. Isn't it called something like physics force, something explosion physics force effect? Yes. So the range, just take it down to, I'm just trying something here. So we have, so the range, we can just put up the range here, and we can put up the upwards thingy, so we'll go upwards a lot. It can go over 0.5 impulse force, and we can just go 50. And applies force with the mass, blah blah blah, ignore blah blah blah, ignite surrounding, yes, shake effect. Yeah, that's fine. Shake effect, maybe a bit up. So it says boom. Yep, and then we can say particle system, explosion, yeah, and then we need a particle system observer here, yes, and then we can say the spawn one should be this one. So basically we have a particle system observer here, which observes this particle system, and once a particle up here, which we only have one of in this case, once that goes off, this one triggers an event, and this one listens to this event. So when a particle is spawned, this physics force is fired off, meaning it should go off here at the start position, and that should push things around this area. I don't know if that makes sense at all, but let's try it out. That might also mean that the tube will be knocked over, most likely. But let's take a look. Just saying. Dinner time, so I have to go in a moment. Okay, so, and we use the same, so we can actually do it on this one too, and then we can put in, so, but it might be a little too much. And then we have another thing, and that is that you cannot put anything into the tubes right now, because it will just, yeah, there's no colliders, so it won't really work. But let's see. Most likely, no. And if we put it down here, it should. Let's see if it pushes any of these. Yeah, see, it did. So if I put a lot of these here, if I put one of these into this one and then have these here, it should push these away due to this. And also if I'm standing here, it should kind of do a shake effect, which it didn't, but it ignited these. Okay, but we might need to, I don't know how big that is. Let's see here. So if we do like 1, that's a lot. Okay, let's just try something here. Need to weigh a bit more triangles. I guess the small mortar will be pushed back or something like that. Let's see. I'm just trying to see if I can get this physics force thing to work. So if we do like this, then oops, goes into this one. It's not moving at all. That's weird. I think I'm missing something. I can't remember how my own system works, I guess. It should push this back. No, it's not pushing it back because it's pushing it upwards. Huh. Ah. If we click this and then we put this one in here. Oops. And what if we then put a lot of these statically above here? These should fly up. We can also put smoke bombs here. I'm not sure if they will be pushed when they're static. Shit. Let's see. No. That's because they're placed static and they won't be moved. Anyway, I have to go now. Dinner time. But yeah, there's still some way to go, but it's coming along nicely and it's working, so that's good. So good progress. I have the 2 mod samples ready. I can try and build them. Yeah, I can do some stuff to get the mods tool built and continue to build some more built-in shells and mortar. So that's really nice. See you guys. Thank you for watching. 1.5 hour streaming and fun with you guys. No PC crash, knock on wood. That's good. And I'm out. See you. Bye.